The fact is that even if every single American citizen biked to work, carpooled to school, used only solar panels to power their homes, if we each planted a dozen trees, if we somehow eliminated all of our domestic greenhouse gas emissions, guess what? That still wouldn't be enough to offset the carbon pollution coming from the rest of the world. If all the industrial nations went down to zero emissions, remember what I just said, all the industrial nations went down to zero emissions, it wouldn't be enough. Not when more than 65% of the world's carbon pollution comes from the developing world.
So that's John Kerry in 2015 talking about how even if we eliminated all carbon emissions in the United States and got to net zero, it won't matter. So what's the point? This is Andy with the Heartland Institute, bringing you more from climaterealism.com. On this channel, we've hammered home the point that enacting a Green New Deal or mandating all renewable energy will be exceedingly expensive. Goods we buy and produce will be more expensive, your energy bills will go up, transportation costs will go up, food will be more expensive, everything will be more expensive. And now John Kerry is saying that even if we get to net zero emissions, it won't matter. It won't do anything. Not when 65% of the world's carbon emissions come from developing nations. And I hate when people say that we need to push developing nations towards a cleaner future. It goes like this. Us here in the developed world, we'll just say the United States went through an industrial revolution. We manufactured more, we made more money, we emitted more. I admit that. And at the same time, it's what allowed us to go from our pre-industrial lives to the lives that we live today. It greatly lifted our standards of living, and it greatly increased our wealth as a nation. Now, other nations, let's just say developing nations, they haven't had this industrial revolution. When they go through it, it'll allow them to lift their standards of living and get out of the abject poverty many of these nations are in. Now, for us to say, oh, no, you can't do that. You can't go through an industrial revolution. It's bad for the environment. That's the most cruel and paternalistic view I've literally ever heard. So John Kerry's admitted that what we do doesn't matter. And unless he's willing to say that we need to prevent the industrial revolutions from developing nations, I don't understand the whole point anymore. If us reducing our CO2 emissions to net zero is going to have no effect on global temperatures, what's the point? We know China's not going to do it, and China's going to stand there laughing as we do because they will just zoom right by us from a global perspective. So, John Kerry, I'd honestly like you to answer, what's the point? Because I'm not getting it. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and consider donating to the Heartland Institute to support more vibrant free markets, greater individual liberties, and more videos like this one.